that might be relevant, that you think might be valuable for the audience to know about?
Not really. I think those questions kind of relate to whatever questions I've been getting. So yeah, the answers out there.
Gotcha, Scott.
If I had to leave anything, do the work. So yeah.
Do the word. That's just going to be the tag of the video, but hopefully it doesn't get demonetized. That's the one thing about. Anywhu, having a bad day, you go to this dish and you know it makes your life so much better instantaneously once it touches the tip of your tongue.
Booty.
Oh my god. Hey kickers, AJ here. We are back for another Mat Chat with our special guest, Benedict from all the way from Singapore. This is really cool. You're actually the first guest from Singapore, and I'm going to have him just do a quick bio. Introduce yourself, sir, to the lovely audience.
Hi, thanks Angela. Thanks for having me. So my name is Benedict. I'm from Singapore. Right now, I'm actually in Bali. I'm a professional mixed martial artist and as well as an online fitness coach. To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm still going to compete in professional mixed martial arts, but I'm a martial artist at heart, so that's what I continue to do. Because halfway through, I really felt the passion for helping others, and it gives me a different kind of satisfaction being an online coach. So that's going great, and yeah, I think that's what I have to say so far.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So I guess really quick question, because I know every martial artist gets this. How did you get started into the martial arts?
So I had my first taste of martial art when I was like 9 years old. So wushu, like so my
Really?
mom wanted me to do like wushu. So I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. Just go under the void deck, learn some classes. Because I want, honestly, what I wanted to do with wushu was I wanted to play with the weapons. So they have like the sword, the knife, the spear, the stick, and all that stuff. I wanted to play with it. So yeah, join it. Halfway through, I felt out, I didn't really bother about it. So then I played soccer, and it was, I believe, when I was 15 years old, they won championship at their first event, and one of my classmates, I think his like brother-in-law or something, is fighting in there. He introduced me to the show. I watched it on YouTube. To be honest, I wasn't impressed, but I'm like, I was bored as well. I'm like, you know what? Let me just check out some martial art gym in Singapore. Back then, my knowledge was so bad that I didn't know what MMA was. I didn't know what Muay Thai was. I just thought fighting is fighting. I like the typical fan, I would think that UFC is MMA. All right.
Oh,
That's how bad it was. But I searched up the gyms, turned out to Evolve came out first. So yeah, went there, did a trial class. And now I think back a bit of it, right? My trial class was so bad. I was so bad, but the instructor was so encouraging that it made me believe that I'm good. So I decided to sign up anyway. And during then, I was still playing soccer for the national team. So it was really half-half. Leading up to my birthday as well, my first MMA coach and mentor, Eddie Ng, he gave me tickets to watch his fight. And yeah, I think just through our interaction and through the weekly training, it really inspired me. And that was the night I decided, you know what, fuck that shit. I want to be like Eddie. I want to be a professional mixed martial artist. I want to be a champ. So I haven't looked back since. Yeah, and that's how I got really started and dedicated into martial arts.
Dang. Okay. Wait. So you did wushu first at a very young age. Then you went to soccer. Were part of the national team for soccer in Singapore, correct? I'm making sure I'm getting. And then you ended up trying out MMA. And after your first professional fight that you saw, you just wanted to switch over to that. That's interesting. Actually, I wouldn't have. You played soccer for a bit of time too.
From 9 years old all the way to 15 or 16 years old.
That's pretty good. You could have done some Shaolin soccer stuff and like get those, like, you know, if you ever seen that movie, I don't know if you have.
Oh yeah, Shaolin soccer.
Yeah, it's a classic right there. But like, I guess instead of like the kung fu aspect, add the MMA stuff now too with your soccer moves. But that's really cool. Wow. You mentioned that, like, I guess what people see on UFC isn't necessarily MMA. What can you expand on that thought actually? Because
no, so a lot of time people say, "Hey, I train UFC," right?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So I didn't know MMA was mixed martial art. I just know there's UFC, and I thought UFC means fighting.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
I didn't know there's a difference between Muay Thai. Honestly, I didn't even know Jiu-Jitsu existed then. So that knowledge back then, as someone that first got introduced to it, was really bad. The knowledge then was really bad. So yeah.
But now you've come a long way, and you did work, I guess, or you did like perform, or you did fight as a professional for a good amount of time. I'm actually not too familiar with your record, but how long did you happen to be in the game and actually fighting professionally?
So I committed myself to mixed martial art when I was 16 years old. I
Mhm.
had my first amateur MMA fight when I was 17. So for amateur MMA, I went 6-0, I believe. And then I took my first professional fight. I regretted it, by the way. Not because of anything, it's just because I felt like I could have done more amateur.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, amateur, I didn't really face any big adversity or whatsoever. So it's like, I personally feel I would like to feel more, be put in more bad position at an amateur level and not have to find that out in a professional level or whatsoever. But anyway, so after 6 amateur fights, I decided to take my first professional fight, and I went 3-1 in one championship. My last fight was, I think, 2016. Looking to get one more in this year or next year, and throughout the way as well. So after my last fight, I went to national service. It's mandatory for Singaporeans, the males. So during that as well, I wanted to work on things that I was weak at, or things that I'm uncomfortable at, which is striking, because it's hard to get comfortable with someone trying to knock you out, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I did. I think I did like 20 over kickboxing fights, and I believe I won like 2 championships or something like that. So yeah,
Wow.
those are amateurs though for kickboxing.
Yeah, but I mean that's still pretty impressive too. Even if I understand it's still amateur, not technically at the professional level, but the idea of someone actually going into the ring and actually having a real bout, right, is still very impressive. There's a lot of discipline that goes into that, and obviously you have to have the proper mental fortitude and the right mindset to really go in there and face someone and be like, yeah, that person's gonna kill me on the other side of the ring when we're gonna start out, right? So I mean, you have a very extensive fight experience, which I think is amazing because not everyone is able to say that. Like, I'm one of those people that have not been able to get yet into the amateur ring because I know I'm personally trying to do that. But I mean, that's really inspiring to hear that that you had so much stuff going on there. So yeah, that's fantastic. Speaking of training, we're talking about how you're working on your weaknesses with striking. Someone actually had a specific question. This is from Praise Amore. How do you grow your sparring endurance and stamina? Do you have a specific method or technique that you do?
How do I grow what?
Your sparring endurance and stamina.
Think of it this way, all right? Someone can be super fit. Okay, you put a marathon runner and ask him to do wrestling or jiu-jitsu, that guy's gonna gas out in less than a minute. I believe a lot of people have agreed with that, right? So when it comes to this kind of conditioning, so you need to know that your general conditioning is good first. So your general conditioning in terms of running and stuff, so that itself is good. Then it goes to a sport-specific kind of conditioning, which is like he said, it's sparring for martial art. And our body has a lot of different systems. How can you train those systems to work in that specific sport and that condition? So it's hard for me to just tell you what to do. So if I were to give a takeaway, is have a good level of general conditioning, and then get into sport specific. To get into sport specific, it could be doing certain drills at certain intervals that relates to your sport. All right. And yeah, and of course, do the sport itself more, spar more.
That's usually always the answer with that. But yeah, I know some people usually ask these questions because it's like, okay, is there really another way to do it without having to spar first? Because I feel like people don't want to, like, when they ask those questions, they don't really want to fight, but there really is no way around it if you want to
Maybe
get
do
better as a
like
fighter.
a smaller version of sparring. So one way,
Mhm.
let's say jab only sparring, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as a full on with kicks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, minimize the level, and as you get better to it, adjust it accordingly.
See, this is the experience of a worldwide trainer, worldwide coach right over here, / like experienced MMA person.
I have very good coaches as well. That is why.
That's probably good there too. But ping-ponging a little bit with the topic, but how did you go about with the Benedict saying, like, I guess that's your whole theme for your workout program? How did you get started with that actually?
All right. So to start off, it goes back to my mentor, Eddie Ng. All right. Eddie Ng, his nickname is called the Magician. Eddie _ Magician. So back then, I mean, I was like, yeah, he's the magician. I'm not the magician. Although I used to call myself Little Magician, because that's how close we are, right? I wanted something that really relate to myself, and I just think about, man, Dragon Ball is something that's Dragon Ball. So yeah, Dragon Ball is something that's been really part of my life, and I think it signifies the meaning behind Dragon Ball, right? especially Goku and yeah, Vegeta as well. Continuous self-improvement, always trying to become better and better, always challenging yourself to be better. So I think it really relates with me, and yeah, that is why I choose Saiyan, because that is something I truly believe in, and I don't care what people say. I still believe one day I'm gonna turn fucking Super Saiyan. I still believe that's gonna happen. So yeah.
No, I do not doubt that whatsoever. Especially, I know I have a friend. His name is G, Hero G. That's kind of his tagline with it. He's like into anime too, as well, and cosplay. Like, I think guys like you that actually have a lot of fight experience as well, and this passion to just train and get better, even as coaches and fighters, like you guys are reaching levels that I know I have years and years and years and years and years to catch up to. And like I highly believe that you and as well as my friend would reach that whole Super Saiyan level one day.
It's all possible, man. One thing I learned as well really is it's never a question of can or cannot. It's more of a question of willing or not willing to.
That was actually very true there too. But I guess also then side question with that favorite what you call Dragon Ball Z character or Dragon Ball character.
Oh, tough one.
Wow.
So personally, I love Goku because who doesn't love the strongest, the everything, right? The pure heart. I would say I relate to Vegeta more because he's like, wouldn't I call myself like second best or what? But here's the reality: there's always someone better than me, and I'm always trying to work to outwork that person. I'm not talking about a specific person, but here's the reality, right? In I think in a lot of people's life, in just human, there's always going to be another competition, someone better than you. So I personally feel I relate to Vegeta more, but if you let me choose who I want to be Goku.
I gotcha with that. Okay, good, solid answer there, sir. Solid answer. I'll put the disclosure right over here. I watched what is it? Dragon Ball, the one with the tournament of power. Which season is that?
That was the last. That's basically the last one, right?
Yeah, but what do they call Dragon Ball something? Dragon Ball Super, right? That was that.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Super.
So I didn't grow up watching Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. So I'm very much so I'm very much like not familiar with it all, besides the main characters that you just really put in there, like Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, all those stuff. Played the fighting games for a little bit with cousins and everything like that. But I know I didn't really enjoy it at first because I think I had other things that I liked personally. Like I grew up watching Naruto. That's like my anime, honestly. But Tournament of Power, I know I was like getting super hype on that too. It's just I don't know if I want to backtrack to the first couple episodes, but I do understand what you're talking about. And it's the same thing that a lot of people that take inspiration from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Goku, Vegeta, and everything, that like the reason why they love those characters and love the season so much is because of the same reasons that you're saying. So see, look at that. Everyone has something to relate to, no matter what stage and levels with that. But that's like really cool. Now Vegeta at heart but wants to be Goku. I get it. So since you are a coach online, AV Bear 1017 asks, what's the latest technology in training and how is it making things easier or if it's making things difficult by chance? Technology and training basically and coaching. How does it work for you?
So I'm using an app right now. I have my own customized app where basically upload the training videos. So how to do certain exercise and how to, they track their workouts, they track their nutrition, as well as I hold them accountable to it. So every day I check on to make sure that they do what they are supposed to do. And of course we interact there, whatever they need. So of course I set a certain time to do it because I believe that, you know what, at the end of the day, it all comes down to your accountability and of course you're caring for them, right? The whole aspect of coaching to me is like this. The technology actually make it better and allow me to help so much more people than being an in-person trainer. Because here's the thing. Most people get results from the nutrition itself. So that's a big factor. And then, well, everyone has a different lifestyle, right? If you are in person, it's gonna be like, hey, we have to see each other Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. But for me as an online coach, I understand their lifestyle. We get to create plans based on their lifestyle. So what time they can do, everything is all on them. Like it's so customized to the individual. That's that part. And of course, well, the accountability part. Because truth be told, if you really want to look hard enough, I'm sure you can Google what to eat, what to do. All right. It might take a lot of trial and error. It might waste a lot of time. In fact, it will waste a lot of time. But the fact is you can do it and you can find it all for free. The thing that makes people work is accountability. Having someone be there telling them, guiding them, and working with them. I think that's the key thing that really gets people results.
And I guess also with, like you said, technology too, I feel like if you're talking with someone through like the screen, there's less of an intimidation factor because of the fact you aren't necessarily in person yet with them. So you can slowly build that relationship and trust where it doesn't feel too awkward. And plus, like obviously in the comfort of your own home, if someone's training with you, right? Like it kind of puts them off in a better foot. I feel like that's like one of the benefits I feel like with the long distance training too. Is there anything though that you're still trying to figure out technology wise that you kind of still have trouble conveying to your clients and such?
Not really. So far, everything is running smooth. It's really, for me, it's really thinking of how to even make it better. Because I wouldn't say there's a problem now, but it's more of a thing of how do I add more value.
I gotcha with that. I mean, that's a good thing. You got a gem then and got a system that is working for you really well. So that's awesome to hear that. That's super awesome to hear.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, Abhiskegupta 144. I'm so sorry, sir, or ma'am, whoever you are. They asked why this is hard. Why is it hard to become a sports person in India? I wouldn't know if you know anything about that, but if it's not,
why is it hard to become a sports person
in India? You're in Singapore, so I don't think you'd be able to answer. So like, I don't know. So
I mean, every country has its own difficulties, but hey, if that guy's listening, just think of it this way, right? If someone in your position has done what you want to do, then it's proof that you can do it too. So go and do it. Stop finding excuses.
Way to put it there. Thank you. So another trainer question. This is from Darwin in Disco. What is one of the best exercises for burning fat, building lean muscle in the back and upper body? That's very, very specific. I don't know if there's like,
Man,
obviously
so much.
Yeah,
all right. What is
I
the
figured.
best fat burning workout to build muscle, blah, blah, blah? And what was the last part? What was the part of the body?
The back and upper body. That's what they're asking for.
If I have to pick one, I'll pick the deadlift. So first thing first, all right, there's no best fat burning workout or whatever shit. There's no magic pill. The only magic pill is your consistency and your nutrition. If you really want a magic pill, go for surgery. That's what you want, all right? If that's really what you want. But there's no such thing as the best exercise, because the best exercise for you, right? It's not, if you have some limitation, that your circumstances and someone else is going to be different. So what's best for you may not be the best for him or her. But if based on that question, to keep it simple, it's really about, so there's no best exercise, but for your sake, I would pick the deadlift because it works the whole back and it's part of your upper body as well. You say upper body and back, so yeah, deadlift.
But yeah, it makes a good point there. I know a lot of people ask for like, hey, what do I do to get this specific result? And ultimately there really isn't one straight answer to it.
Here's the truth, I realize a lot of time people know the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, not a lot of time. Most of the time people know the answer.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so many diet books and so many exercise books out there.
Mm-hmm.
People know the answer. It's just doing the fucking thing. Because I've also read a lot of books recently about a lot of books from a lot of great people, right? And I realized something. I just had this realization today. Man, every one of them is talking about the same thing. It's just different ways of conveying it in their own language. So hopefully it hits some people. Certain language hits certain people, and they just take fucking action. So yeah.
That's the important part. Just take fucking action, as Benedict says over there. When you hear the question, actually, because I know I get certain questions in like my DMs about like, say, kicking exercise, because that's my stick, right? I like doing kicking and stuff. It's kind of like, if you can Google it already and you see the answer there, I get it. It might not be a person necessarily telling you, but if you do just that little bit of extra effort to do some based research at least, like, I think you'll understand that the first step is probably something you're capable of doing without having to ask someone at a super high level yet, right? So I think that's pretty much straight to the point what you're saying about just that, and just fucking do it.
A lot of time people say they got no motivation, but hey, motivation comes after action. All right, like you said, breaking it down to take the first step, man. You don't have to fucking run a marathon. What you have to do, if you have been sitting on your couch the whole day, take a bloody walk. That's your first step, So that, like you said, it's really not about it's really about taking the next step. And then once that is good, you add on and you add on. That's the way I do it. Or that's the way I would advise anyone to do it.
Not sure with that. I guess if you're able to share, has there been any like clientele that you have so far that actually had like a super transformation? Like I guess a story that you think would be somewhat relatable to anyone else that might be struggling to kind of get in and starting to work out or to even do martial arts training, lose weight, whatever you call it. I know it's
So
kind of
my training right now, it doesn't have much to do with martial arts. It has really to do with health and fitness. And yeah, if they want martial art stuff, there's some martial exercise in it. But like I don't coach martial art, like I don't coach people how to fight or whatever online. That is best done through the gym. I would say one of them is Jeremy. So his situation is weird in the sense that the moment he joined, or I think a week after he joined, because when you join, right, it will take me a week to create everything as well, because it's not, I create everything from scratch, right? So I think just after he joined, right before his first week start, he actually messaged me. He broke up with his girlfriend. He was in such a bad place, right? I think it's really about helping him understand the situation, what he can control, what he can't control, because that was a long relationship as well. And yeah, we managed to get through it together. And I think he lost maybe 28 pounds or something in 12 weeks or something like that. He's been super consistent with everything. And yeah, so I think the story here is really everyone is dealt different circumstances. It's how you react to it. Because here's the truth, all right? Okay, I can name one of them. His name is Johnny. Halfway through, he actually lost his job. In the program, halfway through, you lost your job. You got two options, right? You can destroy all your efforts you ever made and you go back to square one, blame the world or whatever. Or you can use it and you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm still going to get better and new opportunities going to come, which is what he did. So we stayed together despite him being out of job. And eventually, I think 2 weeks later, I paused this program while we still keep contact and we still make sure that we had to make sure that he stay focused on what he has to do to get past it, right? I think 2 or 3 weeks later, he got a new job, a higher paying job, and he's crushing it even more now.
That's awesome. That's freaking fantastic.
Now I have another story, but I'm not going to name this person because a similar thing happened. Someone in the family died. All right. So like I said, when it comes to this, it's really how you see the situation. All right. You want to use it to let it defeat you or what? Because that guy, I was unable to help. I try to do whatever I take. So I have to say this is it's one of the statistics, it's one of the failures in my coaching where I'm actually unable to help someone. So he was doing well, but when that thing happened, it just, I couldn't get him back on track, and he decided to give in to it. So yeah,
That's unfortunate. I'm assuming that you kind of take those losses as something too personal to yourself, but I do know you feel, I guess, some empathy toward that and like wish that you could have done something for them so they could have done better for themselves. I would think that's how you would see that situation.
That is why my coaching interview process is way more stricter now, because I realize it really takes two hands to clap, man. You can pay me a lot of money, but you come in, you don't do the work, I can't get you results, I don't feel good about it. So it's when I onboard people of what, I really have to make sure that I want to work with them, they want to work together before all the money comes in, I think that's more important.
No, I applaud you for that, definitely. So I guess the most enjoyable part about your job right now is?
The most enjoyable part of my job right now doesn't feel like a fucking job.
That's the best part. Well, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wake up.
Yes.
I wake up, I do I do my self-work, and then I can check on my students. I love to hear whatever they are winning it, because we celebrate the wins very often, like once a week, and of course daily as well. So every day, whenever they do something, we check on it, and weekly they share what are some of the biggest wins they have in their week. It's not always like physical, and it's not always like I lose 5 pounds or whatever shit, It's things like I'm actually able to spend more time with my family. I'm able to play soccer with my kid without guessing out, things like that. That makes me just so happy. And so apart from that, my job is helping people get results, helping people change. I like to think of it as a change maker thing. Creating content, how to communicate my message to a wider audience. And I mean, the right people will vibe with it. The wrong people will fuck off, whatever. But man, it's about creating, sharing my message, sharing my journey, and hopefully just by me being my best self, I can inspire others to be their best self as well.
I got you. And did you always think you were going to become a coach or a mentor?
No, man.
So what
It was
changed?
such a big transition. So as an athlete, I was fucking selfish. All right. Because as an athlete, all you care about is winning, right? You don't care about anyone else. All you care about is winning. So when I started coaching, the mentality shift a bit, because I realized my coach Eddie is fucking selfless. Well, I'm fucking selfish. All right. So there's a big difference. As a coach, you're selfless. As an athlete, you're very selfish. And then when it comes together, as I started helping more people, I also had a conversation with Eddie. I asked, why am I feeling like this? Then he actually explained to me. And yeah, it makes sense. So I would say sorry, what was the question again? I kind of lost my own.
No, all good. So did you always think you were going to become a mentor coach? Yeah.
So yeah, no, I was always think I'm just going to fight. But as I get into it, as I started helping people, I would say something in me shift. All right. I don't care that much about winning a fight or whatsoever. I still love martial art, but the desire to go in there to just fuck someone up and maybe get fucked isn't as bad as, it wasn't as strong. And I get so much more pleasure and happier just by helping people, like listening to their wins, being part of their wins, because those wins mean so much to me. Like you're basically saying, hey, you're part of someone's life is better because you played a part of it. You actually help someone do that. Yeah, so right now I'm actually leaning more towards that side. That being said, I'm not happy that my last fight was a decision loss. So I do want to get one more MMA fight in. I'm not sure when, but yeah, I do want to get one more MMA fight in and just probably call it a day from there.
No, I got you with that. You're still competitive. I would think you still have some competition left in you. So I don't think
I would say the same mentality, right? That mentality that took me to the national team for soccer is the same mentality that took me to win my MMA stuff. And then now that's the mentality that helped me and my business succeed. So I think it's the mentality that whatever I want to do, I think growing up, that's what I've proven to myself constantly. Whatever I want to do, if I'm willing to do it, I will get it. So that I have that confidence that anything I want to do, I can do it. It's really whether I'm willing or not, and if it's worth it or not. Because if you don't enjoy it, also think of it this way, man. You're fighting someone that's maybe someone is fighting for their life or for a paycheck or something like that. They need it. You just happy, just want to test your skill, go in there. The fire and the drive is two very different things. So yeah, but when you talk about competitiveness, I think it's really where you channel it. It's always gonna be there, but it's just at which aspect of your life,
Wise words, sir. Wise words. Saying words right there. I'm just saying. So from Blackleg Zephyr, he asks, is late 20s too late to compete or do martial arts, even though the practice is done daily?
Nope, it's never too late. Okay, I wouldn't say it's never too late. Depend on your injury and whatever you've done before that, right? Imagine this: you've been a competitive sports athlete for whatever other sports. It's gonna be a much easier transition compared to your fat fuck sitting on the couch the whole day. But it's not too late with the right. So if you're thinking of really serious about competing, I think the most important thing is finding the right coach and the right team. A coach that truly cares about you, because there's so many McDojos out there that just waste time.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a thing still in this world. But luckily, people like you out there that really love what they do, or at least have the experience, can direct people that have an interest to a right path.
The coach and the team is so important, because I contribute a lot of my whatever I have to them.
Continuing off of that, from Slow Lie 19, they ask, any tips for aspiring MMA fighters, I guess, that want to get into it?
Any tips for sparring MMA fighters? So you are trying to spar against
aspiring.
Aspiring.
Yes.
Start with MMA. Like I wouldn't start with, because of the nature of how the sport grow, I wouldn't start with striking or whatever. I think starting mixed martial art by itself is a good thing. Starting mixed martial art by itself, learn what you like, and then be very dangerous in one thing as well, because being very good at something makes others fear you as well, right? And of course, your coach and your team. I cannot stress that enough. Your coach and your team. Your coach has to care. Your coach has to have knowledge. Which is, I'm only saying this because honestly, I don't know where I'll be without my own coach, Eddie. That's the big impact that he really made in my life. So yeah, I think your coach that cares and a coach that has knowledge, your coach that isn't biased, that isn't there for themselves. Because a lot of time coaches are there for themselves, you know, because the athlete win is good for them, but at the end of the day, it's really caring about your athletes. So I think your coach have to care for you, genuinely care for you, and of course your team have to be able to challenge you, right? You don't want to be the best guy in the room. You want to, if you are, then you are in the wrong room.
Is there anything, I guess, during your experience as a martial artist and an MMA fighter that you would have changed if you could do a redo?
Yeah, I would stay amateur and fight amateur way longer.
For that, definitely. So just you would encourage people to probably just get as much experience in that aspect until they move, if they want to move into professional?
Yes. So think of it this way: a lot of times people probably go into professional for all the wrong reasons, like I don't know, fame, money, or whatever. If you're as an amateur, you're not gonna get paid. You pay to get you pay people for you to fight. All right. So you pay to travel to events, you pay to compete, and you get nothing out of it apart from experience. So if you're really serious about it, you do so much of it, you put yourself in so many bad situations in the amateur circuit, then and you know that you still want to go professional after, that's when you know that's a true passion. You're 100% all in, as well as you already rack out so much experience. Amateur is the time for you to make mistakes. Professional is the time for you to fucking win. There's no time to make mistakes in professional. Professional is go out there, get in, get out as fast as you can, you know? So yeah, if there's anything I would change is probably doing more amateur, but that is something I can't anymore for MMA. So yeah.
Once you're kind of satisfied with your professional career, right, for like MMA fighting and everything, would you actually consider taking up different martial arts, or do you think you're going to kind of stick within your own style for right now? Like, does your love for martial arts kind of stick with a particular style, or do you want to like expand out and try other ones out too as well?
Honestly, I don't really think of specific martial arts and style. I really just think of MMA as MMA, you know. I don't think of like Muay Thai, kickboxing or whatever. Like at the end of the day, it's unarmed combat. Okay, think of it this way. I think of it as unarmed combat.
Okay, gotcha.
Whatever works, man. There's so many ways, so many different ways to strike certain people, certain things. All about what works and what works for your body. So unlike you, I don't have the best flexibility and dexterity for my kicks. So yeah, I'm not going to try to emulate you or something, right? I'm going to find out what works for me and learn whatever works best for my body, and how can I best apply it against someone that is resisting, because that is very important. How can you apply whatever you learn on someone that's resisting? Anyone can look good on, okay, not anyone, but most people can look good on the pad and on the back. So yeah.
I got you with that. Okay. Because it's always, I guess, curious to understand like how people view martial arts like that too. So I think it's a really valuable thing to hear, I guess, in terms of your view of how you see martial arts as just general unarmed combat thing too. So I think that's still very valid and pretty cool that you have a broad perspective, but still have a deep appreciation to what it can do for you as a martial artist / a fighter. So I think that's really cool.
At the end of the day, martial art is basically, well, not killing. I mean, it's used to kill someone, but yeah, it's how do you put someone that is resisting away. So you, by any means, whatever works, right? So that to me is the fun part of it. It's not any fancy. I'm not loyal to any martial art. Like I don't care about Muay Thai or whatsoever, or Jiu-Jitsu. I don't even care about that shit. To me, grappling is grappling, you know.
You feel, well, I guess the way I know this is a similar feeling that I get with a lot of experienced martial artists in their own sectors and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you're probably younger than you actually sound, if that makes any sense. So how old are you exactly?
Make a guess.
So Asian, so technically take off like another 5 years over there possibly, but you started martial arts like a little bit later in the game though. I would like to say 27, 28.
25.
Holy shit, you're the same age as me. What the heck?
Oh, high five.
God, okay, virtual high five right there with that. Holy crap. Shit, that's fucking awesome. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. Well, damn, see guys, now there's a bigger perspective right there. There's all the experience you can get in a short amount of time. But I think, as we iterated earlier, it's never too late to start martial arts. It's just really the time and effort that you put into it. But man, you've had a very colorful life so far, dude. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. So a little bit of a rapid fire question-ish thing. It leads to a story. We'll go for a story with it. But favorite moment in your professional career that you've had so far?
My very second professional fight.
For what reason?
Okay, so let me take a drink first.
Oh, okay, I feel like.
The thing is, Eddie was also a professional fighter.
Yes.
Right? So a lot of my first fight, actually, he didn't get to corner me because he was fighting as well. So he had to focus on his own fight. My second fight, it's the same thing. He's supposed to fight his own fight. I'm supposed to fight my own fight. And we had a head coach then. Yeah. But the thing is, I think 2 or 3 weeks before, he got staph infection. I got shingles.
Oh, seriously?
Yep. So we were both banned from the gym. Because it's only right? I mean, you're not gonna go there and hurt anyone or what. We were both banned from the gym. He got pulled from his fight. There's no way he's gonna fight. In my case, I was trying to tell Jatri, hey, Jatri, just let me fight. I'll be ready, whatever. And thankfully, he actually gave me the chance. He was like, you know what? You go and do what you need to do. The week so 1 week before the fight, you come back for your training session, because by then so it takes me, I think, 1.5 weeks or so to heal. So the fight was a Friday. The Friday before I came back for my first session, basically they wanted to see if I was fit. So they tried to smash me on the pads and all that stuff, but thankfully I survived. Because I was doing the work that Eddie was helping me with. So while we were having our infection, he told me to do certain intervals, which was able to keep my cardio up. Because he was telling me like, hey, try your best to stick in the fight. I'll be cornering you. So to me, it's like, fuck, my coach is gonna corner me, professionally for the first time. So I'm like, I'm gonna make it happen, and yeah, which is what I did. After that session, they decided, okay, he's fit enough. He will fight the next Friday. And the thing is, my opponent was Johan Lego. I think it was like what, 7-1 or something like that. So I was 1-0, he's 7-1, and everything is just pointing towards you to lose, right? It's like you're the underdog. It turns out to be one of my best performances ever. Like, I went in without pressure, and I wouldn't say without pressure, but it felt so good. I was just flowing the whole time. And the thing is, throughout my whole amateur career as well, I was trying to work my striking. Every time amateur, I'm like, the first few fights, I just took people down and just beat them up. Later part in my amateur career, I'm like, I want to work striking. But I end up still taking people down. My first professional fight was the same thing. I'm thinking, I'm gonna strike. I end up still taking the guy down. But that last fight, it was a lot of striking, and I enjoyed every bit of it. End up stopping him, I think at the end of the second round, it's like a doctor stoppage or something like that. But yeah, so just because of how much I have to go through to get there and get that win together with Eddie, that means the world to me. And I would say that's the happiest and most proud moment of my professional career. So, but hopefully I get to create one more. You know what? Fuck it. I will create one more. So yeah.
There we go. That's the attitude right there. Man, shingles before your first fight. Damn, that was a song. But I'm glad it was a fantastic fight for you there. That's awesome though. Next question. If you weren't watching Dragon Ball Z, what anime would you be watching then?
It's not gonna happen. There's no such thing as I'm not watching Dragon Ball Z.
Oh man, not even like a second favorite or anything like that?
Well, I'll be very honest, right? A lot of people ask me watch Attack of Titans. So the popular top few popular are Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto and stuff like that. But I'm always like, you know what? Why bother with second best? Why even care about second best when you're the best? So I'm like, fuck that. That being said, I have watched a few other animes that I pretty like. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I heard that
was a good one. Hajime no Ippo.
That's a classic. That is definitely a classic.
So a lot of things they say in the anime is really applicable to real life as well, like the boxing techniques. So one more is probably, what is that thing called? Baki, I think.
Yeah, Baki's another popular, I was going to say that, popular martial arts anime I know people watch too. Watching Ippo, actually, rewatching Ippo, I think we finished the first season of stuff. I'm going to be watching the other ones later in his career, but I only watched a few episodes like sporadically with Baki, and I thought that was pretty cool too. Oh man. So Dragon Ball Z all the way, Dragon Ball all the way, no other.
All the way, it's the greatest anime ever, and anyone that says otherwise is full of shit.
Oh man, I apologize for half the audience that we might have like offended here, but it's the truth, guys. It's the truth, according to Benedict. Even though
I
I
mean,
think,
look,
yeah.
that is just my truth, right?
Yeah, of
Everyone has
course.
their own truth, and yeah, I mean, but if I think about it in terms of power level and stuff, I haven't watched enough anime to make any judgment, but I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball is the strongest. Yeah.
No, I get you with that. Oh man, we might have to introduce you to some new anime down the line, sir. Maybe. Besides, I would assume mentoring and training and stuff like that kind of takes up a majority of your time. But what actually do you do on your downtime? Do you have any other hobbies people don't even know about?
So a typical day for me is really waking up, having my first hour to myself with my meditation, stretching. Then I start to do my work, right?
Mm-hmm.
After that, I go to the gym, depending on what kind of training sessions I do. Come back to do some more deep work, go for my second training sessions, and yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. But if you talk about things I like to do, my downtime it's gonna be hiking and hiking.
Oh, hiking, nice. That's really cool with that. You guys have a lot of cool places, I guess, to hike in Singapore. And well, you're right now in Bali, you said, no? You just wait. So where do you hike?
Pretty much none in Singapore.
Okay.
So I had my best hike as of now, I had my best hike in the UK.
Okay, gotcha.
But Bali, there's a lot, so it's really about me scheduling the time to go and do it as well.
I saw you have pets. Okay, random thing I thought you had dogs, or were you visiting someone else?
I was at someone's place, yeah.
God damn it! I thought those were your dogs, man. Those were.
I am gonna get dogs though. It's just
okay.
I want to settle in to make sure I can take super good care of myself before I take care of another life. So yeah.
Makes sense with that. Any specific breed you're looking at right now?
I'm just gonna adopt one.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of dogs here, so you're just gonna adopt one.
I gotcha. Man, favorite food you like to eat?
Favorite food I like to eat?
Yes.
The PG answer will be.
PG.
Honestly, it's too difficult, man.
Food is love. I honestly believe that too. With a lot of
yeah, I mean, like that's a question that's very difficult to answer because way too much.
Oh man, but there has to be a staple. Like if you're having a bad day, you go to this dish and you know it makes your life so much better instantaneously once it touches the tip of your
Booty.
tongue. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh man.
Booty makes a good day, but if I have to talk about actual food, probably a good burger and fries, I guess.
I was agree with that. Pretty good. Oh man. But I guess if that's the case there, letting you know, you ladies out there, that I'm assuming that Mr. Benedict over here is single if you're saying booty. If that's the case, please reach out to him, I guess, if you're interested with that. I can completely take this out if you want me to. I mean this as a joke, but yeah, just like
No, I like to give the unfiltered truth. I'm very honest about what I want and what I like.
Mm-hmm.
So
no,
yeah, I mean it's not gonna sit well with a lot of people. Might just lose some supporters on my page, but fuck that, you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm rather just gonna be me. So yeah.
I gotcha. Be a human being. Oh man. I think we covered everything. We had a pretty good chat for today. So Benedict, thank you so much. Is there anything that last advice you want to share with people out there? I think we've reiterated the main point you wanted people to take away, but anything last that you want to say to the audience that you want them to take from
Well,
this?
if you made it here, I appreciate you guys listening to me and Angela talk about whatever we've been talking about. I think a lot of times people are scared to take action for so many reasons, right? I've been one of them as well. I would say it's really, if you want to do anything, find someone that has what you want, learn from them, maybe pay them for mentorship or whatever, because the thing is, a lot of people, when it comes to money, they are scared to put in investment. But I mean, I was them as well. I'm fucking scared. Like I got into debt just to put in my first business mentor. But if you find the right people, of course you find a credible one. If not, you're just not doing your homework. But yeah, once you do that, I would say trust yourself enough to know that you can make it happen. It's never a question about whether you can or cannot. It's really a question about whether you're willing or not willing to. And yeah, make it happen, man. It's all possible. I really believe it's possible. I cannot tell you anything is impossible apart from fucking flying or something like that.
Not yet. You're not Super Saiyan. That's the thing.
Yeah, but anything that is, just think of it this way, man. It's a super simple logic. anyone in your position has done whatever you want to do, it's proof that you can do it. It's really proof. It's whether you are willing or not. Maybe another thing I like to add is if you're not willing, accept it. Say, hey, I'm not willing. So like for myself, right? I'm not really willing to put in that gruesome training camp again to hurt myself to go and fight when I do not have that desire. I'm not going to do that because someone thinks it's cool, because then it's my own health and I'm not willing to, so fuck that. If you're not willing to accept it and then move on, what are you willing to do to get to where you want? Because if your goal is too big and you're not willing to do it, switch your goal. But if you're willing to do it, then go do it. Go fucking do it. Yeah. I mean, that's what I want to say.
Awesome stuff. And yep, wise words to take from just fucking do it, guys. Just fucking do it. I guess at this point here, Benedict, where can people find you? Where can people support you? If they want to train with you, where can they reach out to? Drop all your socials, your information. This is the time to do it.
Mainly on Instagram. LinkedIn and Facebook, I'm not as active, but I mean, if your audience are there, they can connect to me. I'm sure we'll still connect somehow. But my Instagram is Benedict_Saiyan, Saiyan. And yeah, everything is on my Instagram, my coaching application. Because the thing is, I really have to, what I have to do before any coaching application is really understand if I can help that person, you know. You can't just, hey, sign up and then help. No, because what if that person needs something that you can't help? So what I really do is, if they apply for it, I do like a short call, like maybe 10 minutes to understand the situation. If it works out, then yeah, we can talk about it longer the next time or something like that. So yeah, I mean, that's for the coaching wise. If not, everything is on my Instagram, Benedict Saiyan. And yeah, I'm just trying to provide the best value I can to others. And hopefully by me living my best life, I can inspire others to do the same as well.
Sounds good right there. So check him out on all the social media. I'll probably be linking it down in a description below of this video. And if you guys have any specific questions for Benedict, leave them in the comments below as well, but also reach out to him too on Instagram. And probably if I get any specific questions, I'll probably direct them over to you and let you know. So that way that you guys can connect or you can help them out if that's the case. But I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for this enjoyable mat chat, going from, I guess, super, like, not super philosophical, but I guess, you know, like real life shit to, you know, some of the more fun stuff over here in terms of topic. But really appreciate you having you on the show, and join us live on Instagram for a cool workout of the sort. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe after this video is released, maybe before it, who knows? We'll see how the schedule goes with that. But thank you, everyone. And as you know, everything's in the link below if you want to support. And until next time, remember, keep on kicking. Bye, guys.
Bye.